Seiichi is at the bottom of his school's social order. One day, he is transported into another world, gaining unusual and overpowered skills. He quickly finds out that he can't level up from level 1, but his stats keep going up very quickly. One day, Seiichi enters a dark cave and ends up facing the Demon Lord as the strongest level 1 in the world. It all started when Seiichi was your average high school student who's bullied by his whole class because he possessed physical features that led them to bully and reject his existence. Out of nowhere, the whole class hears a voice over the speaker, claiming to be God. This God tells the whole class they're going to get sent to a different world and that they should make teams to be safe. Now, I'm guessing getting sent to another world is common at this school because no one panics, not even a scream. As soon as the voice shuts up, people start making groups. So while they all get transported away, Seiichi is left alone in the classroom. But God still had a little bit of conscience left to give him one extra skill. Our boy Seiichi gets transported to another place while the other kids safely end up in a place called the Kaiser Empire. Seiichi goes to a forest filled with level 100 plus monsters. Yeah, God is a sadist, so after wandering for 5 seconds in the woods, he suddenly finds and eats something called the fruit of evolution. But as you guessed it, he needs like 100 more of those. Luckily, he finds some level 120 monkeys with some of those fruits and decides to steal them. He puts 9 more nuts in his mouth and realizes that he ranks up some skills. This show does an unusually good job of keeping its power levels consistent. I mean, they give you Seiichi's status and skills at the end of each episode, and the numbers just keep going higher and higher. I kid you not, by the 4th episode, Seiichi had so many abilities you have to pause just to keep up. Obviously, I didn't because who has the time? The main problem is that after eating the last fruit, Seiichi gets attacked by a monkey, but he kills the monkey with his stink. I'm not kidding you, the monkey beats the hell out of Seiichi, and when it's about to almost end the series, is in the 1st episode, but then Seiichi releases his not-so-hidden weapon and kills it. Man, stink is his most powerful weapon at this point. We learned that the extra ability God gave him was the power to learn every ability of every opponent he beats, and that isn't even the most overpowered ability this guy gets. Just wait for it. So after surviving in the forest for 5 months and going through 9 evolutions cues of the fruit, Seiichi becomes stronger, slimmer, and more handsome. He's a literal boomer. But the main thing is that our boy now has some riz, and the skill isn't limited to humans. The leader of the monkeys, a gorilla named Zarya, attacks Seiichi, beats the soul out of him, and then decides she wants to marry him. I mean, she is pretty strong, except for the pretty part. Nothing Seiichi does even phases her. He's still level 1 while she's level 1500. Seiichi doesn't give up. He tries to use his best spell, a water one that he got from beating a level 300 wolf. I mean, he's the strongest level 1 person in the world. How is he still level 1? I don't understand. But yeah, Seiichi uses his water spell for the first time, but he doesn't hit the right target. I guess the stink problem was solved sarcastically. The gorilla thinks he's just another monkey and he resorts to his last survival skill while giving up his dear life, the power of stink. Yeah, I guess he's going to live with it for the rest of his life. The fun part is the gorilla. You know, while for normal monkeys, Seiichi's stink is a lethal attack, but when applied to the gorilla, the effects are different. It's just like pheromones. And do you know what gorillas do when they smell pheromones? They literally kidnap you while telling you they want to marry you, and they start preparing for mating season. Now, this is one of the funniest parts of the show. The author literally went, how do I convince people that this gorilla is a girl? I know, I'll make her pink. What if they still don't buy it? Let's just put a flower in her hair. That should do it. He even gave her the anime girl eyes. Obviously, Seiichi doesn't want to marry her because she's a gorilla, but the animal replies, I don't know how having a name changes your species. Wasn't also King Kong a giant gorilla? I don't get why he doesn't want to marry her. She can cook, she can make clothes, and she pretty much looks like a haired bodybuilder. So they can be gym brothers, but his opinion ends up changing over time. I mean, he's focused on running the hell out of Pink Kong's sight. But when he does, he sees the mother of all spiders in front of him. Zarya goes onga bunga protect husband and punches the spider into another world. She then goes all feminine, asking if he's hurt and stuff. You know, the typical girl behavior in the first week of dating. He starts to doubt himself, but in the end, if you look at her, it's like King Kong had a daughter with Pink Panther. So our boy tries to get away once more when Zarya is out hunting. She eventually finds him and chases him, telling him not to go towards a cave. But the dumbass still does. But surprise, surprise, A cave that a powerful gorilla tells you not to go to is a cave you shouldn't go to. Why, you ask? Because it's the lair of a literal demon lord. Wait a minute, Ains, is that you? Anyway, Discount Ains tries to kill our boy but stabs Surya, who gets in the way. So fueled by his anger, he uses the power of love because someone finally cared about him, apparently. He now loves Surya. Seiichi quickly beats the Dark Lord and then kisses Surya. Now, I'm pretty sure even if she had survived as a gorilla, he wasn't gonna marry her. But surprise, surprise, the gorilla isn't a gorilla. In true anime fashion, boom, Zarya turns into a human because she also ate the fruit of evolution. At this point, we get Dark Lord Xiana's backstory. I'm not kidding you, these guys literally gave this guy the Demon Slayer treatment, sad backstory and all. And this isn't even the last time they're gonna do it. This show makes you feel bad about killing a random monster. I mean, one of the rewards for defeating monsters is a chest with a sad backstory book about that same monster. But as Seiichi and a now human and also uncovered Zarya, whom Seiichi gives her a men's shirt to wear. I mean, come on, look at her. That's literally every man's dream. He's a true man of culture. They approach the rewards left behind by Xianos, and a tiny sheep in a top hat appears. The sheep, conveniently named Mr. Sheep, gives them some traveling money, a fruit of evolution cultivation set, and teleports them out of the forest so they can move on. Seiichi and Zarya arrive at Tilbert. They are told they need to join the local adventurers guild to get IDs. At this point, I should warn you, this guild is a whole new level of madness. The guild's receptionist looks like the typical cute blondie, but she is a dominatrix. There are a bunch of weird members, including a man who breaks stuff, a man who flashes everyone he sees, and the guild master is a bodybuilder, Doraemon. Why Doraemon, you ask? Because instead of having the magic pocket, he has the magic thong. As soon as Seiichi and Zarya sign up for the guild, 3 guys show up. Seiichi assumes they want to fight him, so he goes with them. But it turns out they don't want to fight him. Now, how do I say this while staying family friendly? They want to have a spicy time with him. So logically, he runs. You never know what will happen next in this show. Now, Seiichi and Zarya are assigned an A-ranked adventurer to test them, Alteria, who we very quickly learn has a savior complex and really bad luck, which is actually a character trait. She literally has negative 2 million luck points. God must have been really mad when he made her. To make it better, her bad luck affects others. She decided to be alone for the rest of her life because she lost all her family and friends and blames herself. Yeah, she's gonna join Seiichi's harem. It's clear as day from scene 1. Our boy Seiichi's Riz game acts up again, and Alteria starts falling for him instantly. Seriously, I gotta start taking notes. Now, during their trials, one thing leads to another because of Alteria's bad luck. They end up in the dungeon of the Black Dragon God, literally the second strongest thing in the Demon Lord's army. The pacing is crazy in this show. In one episode, you're looking for herbs, but in the next, you step on a transportation seal because of Alteria's bad luck. While she gives them a tracking stone that'll lead them to her if they get separated, and as if she was predicting it, her bad luck kicks in right away. The first step she takes inside the dungeon, she triggers a trap. Talk about foreshadowing. So the group is separated because she stepped on a tile, raising an unbreakable wall. Just to be sure you understand her bad luck, let me explain it to you. You see, Seiichi and Zarya, they're having a blast finding treasure chests and getting legendary items. But look at Alteria. She's fighting some freaking monsters, and when she finds a room she thinks she will be able to rest, turns out it's the boss room with a level 5000 dragon. But you think, hey, she's an A-rank adventurer. I'm pretty sure she can at least escape. You probably forgot. God was mad at her parents for making her and cursed her with bad luck, right? She takes a royal beating, gets stabbed, all the things you can imagine. Well, not all, but that's enough for the tracking stone to glow red because she's about to die. And by die, I mean she's about to become the main ingredient in the dragon's crispy barbecue party. Luckily, Seiichi arrives on time and saves her. I mean, he saw the glow and was like, well, I got to smash the wall, and that's how he got there, smashing every wall in his sight. And as you guessed it, he's going to fight the bloody dragon. But first, he needs to give it a shower and then thinks, there's no isekai story without Kirito in it, so he pulls up his best impression, using dual wield, and slashes them through the dragon. The dragon drops a treasure chest, and guess what? There's another book inside with another crazy sad story, which makes him cry and regret killing the dragon. Anyway, he gets a ton of cool stuff, and they get back to Tilbert. Alturia explains her curse, which Seiichi then breaks by giving her a ring he conveniently found in the chest earlier. But old karma got to our boy. It turns out that giving a lady a ring means they're engaged now. So Alturia falls in love with Seiichi, and of course, Zarya is mad. I mean, so mad that she is about to. Wait, she's okay with it? As an adventurer, Seiichi is told he now needs a horse so he can travel faster. So he goes and buys a donkey instead. Why, you ask? Well, this donkey named Lulum can speak. I'm sure it won't transform into a girl, right? Right? So Seiichi enters a race with a donkey and gets first place. Yeah, he beats up dragons and horses in a race. Perfect logic. Because of the fruit, while celebrating their victory, the donkey turns human. Seriously, I quit. Over the course of this day, he beats the guard's captain, makes her his student, and captures an assassin who tried to kill the king. Turns out, the assassin managed to injure the king, and now the king is cursed and put into eternal sleep, and nobody can save him due to the high-level curse. That's because they are not the main character. Do you remember when I told you copying skills wasn't his most op cheat? Turns out, God gave Seiichi the ability to create any spell he wants. So Seiichi uses his magic creation to make a spell that'll save the king, but he doesn't know how to use it. So he keeps saying, it well, which sounds stupid on paper and, of course, is stupid. But it freaking works, and he turns eternal sleep into eternal health. Seriously, is no one going to talk about the fact he just made the king immortal? It also turns out that he already knew the king because apparently, he and the king are drinking buddies. I mean, why the hell not? They interrogate the assassin, a slave cat girl, because it ain't an isekai without a cat girl. Can you all predict what happened next? Yes, that's right. It's exactly what you were thinking. He destroys the slave collar, and she goes, OMG, I'm free. Can I be in your harem? There you go, another one. So to break our fun moment with the cat girl, we learned that the mage dude from the other kingdom makes a deal with a demon to attack Tilbert with an army of monsters. Since coincidentally, all the strongest guards of the king are out of the city, the guild and the people of Tilbert are forced to beat the first wave of monsters. And there is old guy, the king's old teacher, Barnabas, helps them out, and like all old men in anime, this dude is op. When the second wave of level 5000 monsters shows up, my man Seiichi kills them all with one attack. He literally makes up a spell that kills only monsters and ends it all. Do you think Super Saiyan is op? My man can make new magic by thinking about it. So with the evil army dead and the old wizard guy impressed, Seiichi is asked to come to teach at Barnabas's magic school, where all his human friends and bullies are now. Is this show a masterpiece? Of course not. Will it be remembered? Definitely not. Did I enjoy it? I'm so. Comment your favorite part of the video.